Is luxury made to make you poor and keep you poor? Now that is a topic, isn't it? Listen, I've been encountering this topic for the longest time, okay? First of all, what I want to say is I have seen several content creators in the past talking about how they believe that luxury brands, fashion, watches, cars, whatever, that they survive thanks to rich people buying their stuff. And I keep telling to all of these content creators, no, boo-boo. No. No. You got it completely twisted and you got it completely wrong. All of these luxury brands want the people who don't have the money, because that's the mass. The masses are the ones who need to buy, who need to go into debt, to keep on buying something, to try to mimic and look as though they are wealthier than they are. While at the same time, you get really rich people out there, like, the Apple owners, the Microsoft owners, the Amazon owners. They're just dressed in no logos, honey. You're not going to see them wearing Louis Vuitton all over prints. None of that. They don't need to prove their wealth. But the people who don't have the money apparently need to. So the brands cater to those people that keep going into debt, keep spending their hard-earned cash on getting the products, on getting the luxury products to keep purchasing them. Also, fascinating statistics I've been reading up on how in certain countries or like areas of countries, like for example in the States, so in the United States you have like countries where there's the highest amount of poverty, where at the same time you have the biggest consumption of certain goods, luxury goods, whether it be because you go into debt or because people are stealing stuff, money to be able to purchase these products, or just stealing the products altogether to wear them, not only to sell them. Very, very fascinating. And I've seen a lot of content creators throughout the years continuously talk also about this topic, saying that the only reason that luxury, fashion luxury in particular, but also watch luxury, the only reason why they're so popular and why they thrive and grow more and more is because the only people that really want to buy this stuff are people that want to show off as if they were wealthier than they are. For people that want to come across as if they can belong to some sort of imaginary niche that they do not belong to. And while I agree that some people out there really do buy certain branded luxury products just so that they can show off, that they can act or cosplay that they belong to some other level, social level, while I believe that there are some people who actually fall victim to this type of attitude, compartmental attitude, and while I do believe that some people do purchase these goods for all the wrong reasons, this being one of the biggest and wrongest reasons to purchase these luxury goods, I also believe, and this is something that no channel on YouTube ever mentioned when they were talking about how luxury is made to keep you poor, what I also believe is important to notice and to mention is that not everybody is into these logo luxury products just to show off that they can afford them, just to show off that they belong to another social level that they in reality don't belong to. Because believe it or not, some of us out there, and I belong to that category, some of us out there really do love the history of these brands, really do love the thought process that goes into designing these products. Now listen, everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only. Everything's alleged and just my opinion, right? Not rooted in truths or facts. But my opinion is this, that you cannot generalize and say that everybody, whoever out there decides to purchase, here I have my little, what you might call it, my packing cube from Louis where I keep my cosmetics in, right? Oh, okay, so if I'm purchasing this, I'm that loser that wants to have this just to show off when I'm out and about on the town that I can afford this. No. First of all, nobody sees this when I'm out and about, because this is it's like my beauty case. I keep this, when I travel, I take it with me, but it's my entire set for filming is in here. So I have it always here in the privacy of my own fashion bunker home. When I'm filming and recording, I see this. Sometimes if I lift it up for an example to show you guys what I use, you see it now, but nobody out on the street is going to see this, okay? This is not an object that I bought to show off that I can afford it. I bought this because it makes me happy. I look at it and I'm like so happy because I've been using this thing. I mean, it's with me every day, all day, basically at home. And it's open, close, zip it up, zip it open. I mean, it goes through hell. And it just keeps staying the way it is, pristine. Like the day I bought it, the quality, I just know that I'm going to have this for decades and decades and decades. So there's something to be said also about the quality. Now, I know that people also say, well, brands that are not luxury brands also might have the quality, so why don't you buy that? Yes, you could. But then we still have to debate what the premise was, and the premise being that a lot of content creators are saying, well, you're only buying it to show off that you can. Even though you can't really afford it, you go into debt to buy it. But if that's the premise, then the whole system collapses, because no, I bought this for me, not to show it off to you. Perfumes, the same thing. Perfumes are something so intimate. Who's going to know that I'm wearing some niche Chanel perfume? By niche, I mean their Les Exclusives range that is not like mass marketed or mass sold. So like, who's going to know if I'm walking down the street and I'm wearing, I don't know, number 18. Yeah, it's a perfume. There's a perfume from Chanel called number 18. Barely anybody knows about it. So if I'm wearing number 18, I'm walking down the street, nobody's going to know I'm wearing a Chanel perfume. Nobody's going to know how much money I spent on the perfume. It's something I do for me. So there's something to be said also about purchasing certain products because they make you dream. Now, how far can we agree that certain luxury brands are actually really manipulating us into believing that there is such a dream? That's very debatable. I do believe that brand marketing is the big culprit here, and the brand marketing does make us very often believe that we need something that we don't need. And we end up spending a lot of money on a product that does not make our life better, because then you're out of money and you have that perfume. You spent your last money on that perfume and you're going to use up that perfume. And once that perfume is empty, what are you going to do about it? You know what I mean? So a lot of people are going to talk in their videos and say, oh, instead of buying luxury goods, you should invest that money in the stock market or, buying houses or whatever. And I think to myself, what are we talking about here? I mean, there's ways and ways to spend money. Like if you become addicted to something, no addiction is healthy. I mean, the whole definition of addiction is it's unhealthy. But I mean, if you do spend a ton of money on a couple of things that you really love and they make you happy and you're going to use them throughout the lifespan of your life, then what's so wrong with that? What's so wrong with that? People then say, well, because, you buy a Louis Vuitton bag and you're never going to get your same money out of it once you sell it, unless it's like some like crazy limited edition piece, but, just like some standard piece. I'm like, well, but you wore it. You used it for many years. Why doesn't anybody take that into consideration? That also, what we say always in the luxury community when we buy a bag or when we consider buying some new piece, we always consider the cost per wear. We always talk about the cost per wear ratio, and we always think that those luxury items that you actually get to use a lot, they have, that lowers the cost per wear. So that makes them more affordable long-term. It's a little mental game because, I mean, for a lot of people, I mean, at the end of the day, you still got to spend that money to purchase that piece. But long-term, there's something to be said also about that cost per wear. It's not, and I'm no financial advisor, so I'm not allowed to tell you what's an investment, what's not an investment. And in fact, I'm not telling you that. But what I am telling you is that when I purchase, and I made this decision a short while ago, and I shared it in another video of mine, and I said to you guys and to myself, Dacob, you know what? From now on, I'm done buying collectibles that collect dust, right? I'm only going to buy those luxury products that I'm really going to wear. And I really have a heart-to-heart with me. I sit down, me, myself, and I'm like, Dacob, okay, you want to buy that product? Tell yourself, are you really going to use it? Or is it just because the FOMO is getting to you, you know? And I really ask myself and have that conversation with me. And if I come to the conclusion that I'm really going to wear that piece, that I'm really going to use it, then I buy it. But if I end up, you got to be honest with yourself, of course. If I end up saying to myself, you know what, I just, yeah, I love it. It looks great. I'm not going to use it. And then I don't buy it. So that's kind of the limits that I've placed for myself. I've come to a point where I'm very, very honest with myself. And if I'm going to use it, I'm going to buy it. If I'm not going to use it, I'm not going to buy it. And that is saving me a lot of money. Just saying, because I've been there. Oh, I love this looks so good. Let me buy it. And then I forget that I have it. Because, oh yeah, great. Let me archive it. For who? For who are you archiving? I mean, come on. You know what I mean? It's not like I have a museum. I wish I did, but I don't. So I'm just saying, I wouldn't be so judgmental towards people who like these beautiful luxury objects. Not everybody is buying them to show off to their fellow co-workers or family or friends or fellow co-students at school that they can afford it. Yes, some people are probably buying the stuff for that reason, but a lot of people are also not buying it for that reason. I mean, within our luxury community, there's a lot of wonderful content creators out there that I follow and watch on YouTube, and they really have a passion, a geeky, nerdy passion for these brands like I do, studying their history, the creator of the brand, the original designer, what sort of life they had, their biographies, what led them to design certain iconic pieces. I mean, there's a lot that goes into the heritage and the history of these pieces, you know, and I think it's not fair to reduce these brands to just money-hungry, manipulative monsters that just want to kind of suck out all the money that's left in this world. Yes, they are businesses, and yes, in capitalism, it's all about the money, but there's also beauty there. There's also a lot of hard work that went into creating a dream. And to me, that also has a value. It's valuable to me. So I think this is a really interesting conversation to be had. Now, I am filming this now live in front of a live virtual audience, and I'm seeing here, T-Pal says in the live chats, the FOMO got me one time walking around the Galleria and a person walked by. Oh, hold on. Oh, it's gone. Right. It shifted really fast. Pickle Mars says, I'm tired of haul videos. I'd rather chat about fashion than see unboxings. Not sure why, but it is starting to get on my nerves to see the unboxing videos. So let me see. Okay, Tipa says, the FOMO got me one time walking around the Galleria and a person walked by with a Gucci and I made a beeline into Gucci and bought the same purse. Haha, hashtag never again. Yeah, that's a great comment. Glad I managed to swipe it down. Ivy says, when I go shopping, I have to say to myself, will I like this in a year, 6 months, a month, a week, tomorrow, or when I get home? Or else I spend stupid money and regret it even if it wasn't expensive. Really good point. And we got to be honest with ourselves when we have this conversation. Zara says people spend and overspend on what they want. Travel, art, gambling, and any other vice. But spending on luxury fashion is still frowned upon. Why? No, they also talk about, you know, men buying like luxury watches or cars. There's a lot of that conversation going on as well. But yes, mostly luxury fashion is frowned upon. It is, and it's usually analyzed and debated as You're buying it because you want, what do you want to prove to the world? Who do you want to show off to? I'm like, what are you talking about? Do you see a logo on my ring? Do you see a logo on my bracelet? Do you see a logo on my lippy? No. Do you see a logo on this shirt? No. But they are brands, okay? They're brands. They are brands I purchased from, and I love these pieces. For me, it's a personal thing. I love the history behind them. And so some of us are actually into that. We're not just into buying something to show off that we can, you know? So it's very interesting. Goodbye, Cruel World says, the lockdowns made me reassess what I really needed in order to be happy and where I want to spend my money. That's really good. Good for you. Yeah. Lily Smitty says, I am a IYKYK. So much manipulation in games from companies, businesses to the customers, says Nina. Yeah. Tanya says, it's so nice for someone to see luxury items as things to be enjoyed, not just investments. Is buying something only because you can resell it later that you don't like that much really worth it? In my opinion, it's not, but to each their own, right? Mother Oat says, you're my fashion icon. I love, thank you so much. I'm obsessed with this look. You deserve to be at the Met Gala. You would destroy Camp Quinn. My Barbie moment, yes. Some shopping is based on insecurity, says Pickle Mars. Oh yes, but that's a whole other topic. We could make a 20-hour live stream about exactly this point. Shopping because of insecurities. Oof, we've all been there. We've all been there. And the brands know it. The brands know it. Brand marketing is focused on finding your insecurities and exploiting them in order to, you know, create FOMO inside of you to make you buy stuff. So I'm telling you, that's a whole other can of worms. But for now, let's call it a day. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thumb it up, subscribe to my channel. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let's keep the convo rolling. Love you loads. And until next time, never forget to never give up on love. Subscribe. Mwah.